Hello and welcome to the Chapter 4 teaser. Chapter 4 covers computer arithmetic and rounding. And once again, I'm going to be doing these demonstrations. I'm going to be using a Teensy on a motherboard, but a breadboard would be just fine, or for that matter, actually an Uno would work for this particular set. So, let's take a look here. My goal today isn't so much to show you how to do something. I'm just going to show you what you're going to be looking for, what you're going to be studying in Chapter 4. Try to figure out how to use the tools that are available to you. So I'm not going to show you a lot of code. I'll probably show you just first one, though, and we'll get it going right now. So the very first example, what I've done is I've created a few variables here, x and y, and another one for the answer. I've put a couple of integers in them, x and y, or 2 and 4. And then I'm going to do some very simple math, addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. And if we do that, you see 2 plus 4 is equal to 6. It makes perfect sense. 2 minus 4 is equal to negative 2. Again, perfect. 2 times 4 is equal to 8. No surprises. And of course, 2 divided by 4 is equal to 0. That's not right. Okay? So one of your goals is to figure out why that didn't work. Okay? Integer division has led to so many problems in the past few years for students. You really need to pay attention to it and learn how to avoid this pitfall. Don't let it get you in the future. All right? So let's move on down to the next example here. Let's say, for example, we're going to be doing some math, and we want to be dealing with the remainder. So how do I do that? So in this particular case, I've created a couple of variables. I think I inserted the values of 10 and 3. We'll see it in just a moment here. And if I do that math, let's say 10 divided by 3, it should pop up. There we go. And so, of course, it's equal to roughly 3. But the remainder is 1. Okay? That technique for acquiring that remainder is something you should know how to do. And if we don't want to deal with whole numbers and integers, and we don't want to deal with decimals, all right, of course we can do that as well. And in this case, I'm going to use the same values. I'm going to use 10 and 3, and I'm going to do some very simple math here. But I'm going to display it in a way that you're probably more familiar with. So we have 10 divided by 3, and of course it's equal to 3.33. In fact, actually, it's 3 repeating. So you might recall from Chapter 3 how to display the differing numbers of places after the decimal point. That's worthy of some review. So let's deal with rounding next. I think in Chapter 3 we ran an example where we displayed a number and it rounded down, even though it was much closer to the higher value. So if I do actually want to force a rounding in a number, how do I do it? So in this particular case, I've chosen 99.95, and you can see that I've successfully rounded it to 100. All right? You should know that technique. What code do you use to be able to do that simple rounding? And last but not least, if I want to raise something to a power, or if I want to deal with square roots, which you'll be doing a fair bit of in the homework assignments especially, and it's certainly handy to know how to do it. How do you do it? So I have a couple of examples here. Let's say, for example, that I do want to raise 2 to the power of 3. What's the answer? It's 8. How did I get that? And of course the square root of 81. It's very simple, but you should know how to do these mathematical manipulations in code. So hopefully this teaser kind of gives you a clue as to what you should zone in on and what your goal is for this chapter. And I wish you success, and I will see you again soon.